Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. Alright guys, on this episode of Bullet Points, we are going to start this week out right, because I've got to address something that I've heard on a lot of channels. A lot of things are coming around about something called the Congressional Review Act. Essentially, Biden's ghost gun rule, Republicans in the Senate are trying to kill it or nix it. Now, this is a very long process, and I want to explain to you exactly what the odds are in the road and map it out of what has to happen for this to be successful. Now, of course, I'm all for getting rid of this thing because it's a whole big pile of junk. But I want to set the expectations properly so we don't get crushed when it either fails or runs into headwinds, because it's a very long process. Let me know what you guys think in the comments field below, because we have got a fight for our rights on our hands. I'm going to do a quick read from our sponsor, and then we're going to hit it, and I can't wait to hear from you on it. Now, the USCCA is about something bigger than the right to bear arms. It's a resource to help you be ready for the before, during, and after a self-defense incident. If you're not one of the 500,000 plus responsibly armed Americans who are proud USCCA members, then now is the time to explore USCCA membership. Click the link in the description below now to learn about life-saving education and industry-leading training. There's a link in the description box. Check it out if you want, just to let them know that I sent you that way, and thank you to USCCA for making these videos possible. But now, let's get into this. The Congressional Review Act, all right? I'm going to show you the actual article that is the source, and then I'm going to show you the requirements for the actual rule, because this is very similar to the Byrd Rule and some other things that we cover on this channel, because knowledge is power, and if we set the expectations based off what we know and the why, we can make an impact. All right, check this out. Senate GOP to force vote on nixing Biden's ghost gun rule. Go team. Let's explore this a little bit deeper. Senate Republicans said on Thursday they will force a vote to try and nix President Biden's ghost guns rule, pushing a fight over gun laws onto the chamber's agenda. Now keep in mind, the Senate is 50-50 split with Kamala Harris as the tiebreaker, okay? Keep that in mind while we go through this. Republican Senator Ted Cruz said that he will introduce a resolution along with Senators James Lankford from Oklahoma, Mike Braun from Indiana, and Mike Lee from Utah to block the Justice Department regulation. Okay, let's see what they actually have to do here. The Congressional Review Act allows Congress to try to overturn an administration rule with only a simple majority vote, if it's within a certain time frame, which in this case it is. Biden could still veto the resolution, disapproving the rule, which would also need to pass the House. And now we're starting to get into the nitty-gritty here, because keep in mind, the House is still completely Democrat-controlled. The Senate is 50-50, with Kamala Harris as the VP as a tiebreaker, and you've got the executive branch president, who is the Democrat president. The odds of this going through are not incredible. Again, I'm not questioning the motivation, and I'm not questioning the outcome, because I want that outcome, but I want to set that expectation properly, because that's very, very important. Cruz, in his statement, accused the administration of trying to, quote, create a permanent national gun registry. Federal law already prohibits a national gun registry. Again, that's actually the stickiest point in this whole Biden's ghost gun rule, requiring FFL dealers to keep their records forever and then hand them off to the ATF when they go out of business. That's actually a very, very serious concern, and Cruz is right on point with his motivation here. But now let me show you what actually has to happen for this to occur, and this is why supermajorities and voting in November is so crucially important. The Congressional Review Act, frequently asked questions. This is from Congressional Research Service. Again, linked in the description if you want to read more. The summary. The Congressional Review Act is a tool that Congress may use to overturn rules issued by federal agencies. That is something that's incredibly important to have that oversight, but the requirements are very, very strenuous. If a joint resolution of disapproval is submitted within the CRA-specified deadline, passed by Congress and signed by the President, the CRA states that the disapproved rule shall not take effect or continue. The rule will be deemed to not have any effect at any time, and even provisions that have become effective will be retroactively negated, pulled out by its roots. But keep in mind, it has to pass the Senate, has to pass the House, has to go to the President for a signature. All of those things have to happen. Democrats control half the Senate. Probably not going to break off, and Kamala Harris would kill it. You've got the House that is completely Democrat-controlled, has to pass this resolution that the Senate passed, has to go to Biden to actually sign it into law. That's what would be required if it were to go away. But that's probably not what's going to happen. Check this out. This is what it says about presidential veto. Presidential veto, de facto supermajority requirement, going back to November, what we're talking about in the midterms. One of the biggest challenges for using the CRA to overturn rules is that the president can generally be expected to veto a joint resolution of disapproval attempting to overturn a rule issued by the president's own administration. A joint resolution of disapproval requires a signature of the president to become law, so just like other bills and laws. Here's the thing. If somehow this gets out of the Senate, right, and then it goes to the House has to pass it, Biden has to sign it. If Biden vetoes it, again, after the House would pass it, it has to go back to the House and the Senate and pass both chambers with supermajorities, which is 2/3 of each part of each house or chamber. The odds are not incredibly great. Again, I am for revoking this, but you have to understand when we're talking about the actual rules of the Senate and these joint resolutions that can revoke rules, you got to place your faith and hope on what could actually happen and how we can move forward. And in this case, if we had a supermajority, go team, this would be revoked. But we don't. It's a split Congress. Well, it's a split Senate. Dems have control in the House and the presidency. So the odds of this being successful are slim. I want it to be, but I don't want to put false hope out there for you guys. Hopefully this kind of opened up what the entire thing was, and this is really important, this last piece. Failure of the CRA, joint resolution or disapproval, could make a major rule take effect faster than otherwise allowed under the CRA. And that's kind of the gambit you run. Do this joint resolution, and it goes down from 60 days to 30 days to take effect. And that's the consequence of rolling the dice. Let me know what you guys think in the comments field below, and I will see you tonight at the 9 p.m. segment. I'm Braden. See you later.